Hello, my friends, and welcome back. Thank you very much for being with me again today. Well, I have finally a video on Khabib Nurmagomedov. The last name is a little bit harder for me, but anyway, and he made two comments, or at least made two moves regarding the Israeli-Palestinian conflict in Gaza or Israel. First, let me show you this guy who I'm talking about. If you're not familiar with him, this is the guy right here. Now, this is Khabib. He is a former MMA fighter. He was UFC's champion, undefeated, 29-0, and he was a fantastic fighter. I personally did not like his style, but under the rules of UFC, he dominated everyone. But that's not why I like this guy. I like his behavior in the octagon and outside of the octagon. I can name only one time when I was not very happy with his behavior, but that's not me to judge that. And that was after he beat up Conor McGregor expectedly, and he jumped over the cage and he jumped on those guys. I didn't like that. He didn't like that. But anyway, that was the only time this guy, I think, screwed up. He is an example. He has principles. He is going to stand by what he said. He's a man of his word. I like him, always humble, and he's a Muslim, and he is an example. Example not for Muslims, example for martial artists, like it is George St. Pierre, which is another example, or Fedor Emelianenko, another example. I can give you people that are not examples, but no, I'm focusing on positives. So what did Mr. Khabib say that I'm featuring him here? I have two articles, one that I was sitting on, and that came on October 10th. Here it is, both of them are from Russia Today. Russia Today, October 10th. MMA star Khabib posts support for Palestinians. The Russian Muslim athlete, well, he is from Dagestan. He's not Russian, okay? So he is Dagestani, but is part of, how do you call it? The Russian Federation. As, for instance, the Chechens are Chechenians, or Chechens are not Russians. Like, make sure. But anyway, this comes from Russia Today. They embrace nothing against. He never said he competes under the Russian flag, okay? Which is again an admirable thing. Is not like others who forget where they come from. But anyway, that's his choice. Let's move on. The Russian Muslim athlete has followed Chechen leader Ramzan Kadyrov in calling for solidarity with the people. So Khabib Nurmagomedov, the Russian former MMA fighter who was the first Muslim to win a UFC title, has shared a message of support for the Palestinian people amid the fighting in the Middle East. On Monday, the Dagestan-born former lightweight champion shared a post with his 35 million Instagram followers that featured a prayer for Allah to defend those who cannot defend themselves. General, okay? He didn't say Palestinians, blah, 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 as of now. The message included emojis of raised open palms, a gesture of supplication in Islam, the Palestinian flag, and a heart, but no other comment. Okay, so I inserted the Palestinian flag. Fellow Russian MMA star Khamzat Chimaev, who's fighting this weekend, watch that, unless UFC is going to fix it, and then the judges will screw up the whole thing. But hey, there's no Irish fighting, so it might be fair. But anyway, yeah, I said it. Anyway, so we have here fellow, and I'm talking about not necessarily what's his name, McGregor. McGregor won his fights as he deserved. I don't know about the second one with Nate Diaz, which I like Nick Diaz, not Nate Diaz. But anyway, it is what it is. I think Nick Diaz will never come back. He's too much. He's gone. With the dope, he's gone. His brain is not there anymore. That's what I saw. In the last fight, he was 20% of whatever he was. He was like Chuck Liddell fighting his last fight with Tito Ortiz. Did you see that? That was hurting to watch. Slow, gone. He needed money. He had about $15 million. If you look at how much he used to worth, Liddell. And he came back to fight. It was embarrassing. Anyway, but I prayed for his health. And the other one was not better either, but a little bit better. Maybe because, anyway, I'm not going to go into that one. So, Khamzat Chimaev fights, whatever his name is, I can't remember right now, that black guy who now he's from Nigeria. You know, he comes with a Nigerian flag, I think, right? As comes the other guy who fights Tyson Fury. He's not from France anymore. He's not from United States anymore. He's from now, he got his roots again. And there's another guy, his name is Adesanya. All three of them. Adesanya, he's not from what? Australia or New Zealand, wherever he's at. I think Australia, all right? Or New Zealand, whatever he is. He's not that. He's a brother now, whatever he... remember when he came and talked with the Plessis, I think it was, when the guy won... the Australian, you're not, blah, blah, blah. You remember? That was awful. You're not South African. He was a South African, the guy. It was awful display of racism on the octagon. But hey, if you can do it, then I should be able to do that too. Oh no? Okay. Anyway, so here you have, was born in the Chechen Republic and is based in Sweden. He also reportedly posted a graphic-only message of support. His picture, as shared by Russian media, included the outline of the land of Palestine with a Palestinian flag and a drawing of Al-Aqsa Mosque of Old Jerusalem. All right, no, I'm not going to put Kadyrov. I know Kadyrov, that's a different story. That's one article. And I was reading exactly that. Okay, up there. So now I'm going to go to the other article. And this, again, from Russia Today. This is from today, 18th of October, 2023. Khabib says Gaza hospital attack was quote-unquote genocide. MMA star Khabib. The Russian fighter, again, has been a vocal... So, he claimed the missile strike that devastated the hospital in Gaza late on Tuesday was an act of quote-unquote genocide. And I'm quoting, bombing a hospital full of children and refugees is not a pathway towards peace, end quote. Nurmagomedov, 35, wrote in a message on Instagram on Wednesday, and I'm quoting, this is genocide, end quote. He added that no one deserves to be bombed just because they were born where they were born, along with posting a broken heart emoji and a flag of Palestine. So, here it is, my friends. He has the right, obviously, to say whatever he believes in or whatever he thinks, whatever he supports. And we have the right to agree or disagree. We do not have the right to silence him or anybody who shows support. Now, obviously, if you show support for a or a certain kind of organization, you point the finger that is. But again, I think we should be allowed to have our preferences, and if we want to express them, I think we should be free to do it. And the opposition, or we can judge and point out that that person supports that, therefore not a good thing. But more than that, what? Are you going to go and kidnap his children or something? Well, some people pretty much think of that. Anyway, my friends, here it is, Khabib. As I said, this guy never, one time I was a little bit, don't do it, he's doing, oh shit. I think a lot of people did that, including him after he did it. But anyway, he said that his father is going to smash him when he comes back in Dagestan. And unfortunately, his father died of COVID, and that was a big loss, A great trainer, Abdullah, I can't remember. It starts with an A. His name I can remember, but not Abdullah. That's not Abtaleb, something like this. The same last name. Unfortunately, these guys remained without the big trainer. I know they trained in California with whatever his name is. I don't know if it's Mendez or nothing. I know DC is over there as well, and but they were I watched a lot of videos with these guys, and funny funny, serious, and very well grounded to their culture, to their principles. That's very important. He said that he will not compete again because he promised his mother that after his father's death that he will not compete. He competed one time to defend his title against Gaethje, I think, Justin Gaethje. I think he put Gaethje to sleep in Abu Dhabi, I think it was, and I'm very familiar with these things. And if I make a mistake, I'm only human. So, if you can believe that. Ow! Anyway, here it is, Khabib taking a stand, or a stand, I don't know, coming out and saying what he believes in. Thank you very much for being with me again today. Stay strong, stay smart, look for the truth, and be just.